Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the studio with
Jackie Somerville.
Woohoo! Jackie, this is another team member, a part of Travel Tuesday. We work all together with Lady Ava and I. So Jackie is coming in this to the studio to do another broadcast with us to give her insight on what it means to be in the travel trade as a certified travel agent. So let me not take all of it, but Jackie, go ahead and introduce yourself to TOC Town and all of the travelers.
All right, thanks, Nicole. Appreciate it. TLC Town, like Nicole said earlier, my name is Jackie Somerville. I've actually been doing travel. Woo, let's see. I've actually been a travel agent since 2008. Have traveled tremendously throughout my life. I've gone to many different places around the globe. So I am no stranger to the airplane. I've even trained my children now. They've been on airplanes since they were 6 months old each. They probably can tell you every TSA policy and regulation that they have. But always been interested in travel. Always loved to travel. My first place, of course, I went to was Disney World. 5 years old. It was a long time ago, and I just always loved learning new cultures, learning different things. One thing that my dad did for me, which really cultivated my love of travel, is that every place that we went to, we always learned about the actual culture and the country that we were in. I didn't do a whole lot of travel in the States until I got older. Most of my travel has been out of the country. And so he always wanted to learn about the different cultures. We learned about the food, and we always got with a native of the country. He never did normal tours like the tours are great and they're wonderful, but he never did them really. He always got with a native because he wanted to learn about the land itself, which was really awesome. And so even now with my children, I do the same thing, so that they can learn about the culture, learn about the land, learn about the people. Um, and the people, when you travel to different countries, they appreciate that so much more, and your travel experience is so much better. As a travel agent, you want to always make sure that you put the value of the trip to your client, so it's not just making them feel like they're going to like Expedia or someplace else online. Even if you have your own storefront online, you still want to make it personal to them. Find out their interests. Find out what it is that they love to do. Find out if there's something that they want to learn new, or if there's some type of adventure that they want to go to and go on. You go and you research those things, and you put that thing together for them, but you make it relatable to them. And when you do that and you build that relationship with them, I'll be honest, even though I've booked trips before where they've been $500-600 over that person's budget, but they still booked it with me because of that relationship. So we always go back to relationship. And I
Awesome.
noticed that
No,
even
go ahead.
like
You're
terms
good. I
of
love off the
outside.
beaten path kind of conversations. You know,
Really,
I love it.
uh,
And it's international too. Yeah.
yes, love international. Uh, the one thing that I can say, in terms of being motivated, as a travel agent, as a business owner, it's yours. This is something for you, and you should value yourself enough that no matter what things look like, if you stay consistent, you always stay consistent in what it is that you're doing. Stay consistent in how much time you're putting into your business. Make sure you develop yourself. Um, but even in those low times, like, if I don't have that many people who want to book trips, or, you get like 3 or 4 people who say they want to book a vacation with you, but something happens and all of a sudden, after you've done all this work, they decide at the last minute they don't want to book it, or they can't, something comes up. Don't be discouraged. I think about people like, I forget the guy's name who owns McDonald's and how many times he got rejected before McDonald's was successful. You look at people even like Donald Trump. Donald Trump ended up claiming bankruptcy, and look at him now. You know, We look at even going to the word. You look at people who were constantly, beat down, beat down. The Israelites themselves were constantly being quote unquote picked on, bullied, whatever it is you want to call it. But yet they still press forward and doing the things that God would have them to do. So that's my motivation. My motivation is because it's mine and because I'm passionate about travel. I love travel. I think it is healing. It's not just something fun to do, but it does create memories, but it's also really healing because you take that time to really relax. Your body gets to, your brain, you just get a chance to just relax and defuse and kind of regroup. It helps you look at things from a different perspective, especially depending on where you're traveling to. Um, and it does bring the family together. That's that time you all have away from all the noise and all the everyday humbug that you go through. And it can really bring you all together and closer as a family. It helps you to appreciate life even more. And so that's what really truly keeps me motivated. Is mainly, that this is mine. This is something that I'm working toward. I'm gonna build it, no matter what. That's just my personality. That's the way I've always been. I've had a lot of hard knocks, but I get up right back up. I don't believe in just quitting. I'm not a quitter by any means necessary. And as a business owner, you have to develop tough skin. You
I
have to
know.
be
Yeah.
passionate about,
Yeah.
what it is that you're going into business for, whatever it is, be it travel or anything else. You have to be passionate about it. If you're not passionate about it, you're gonna give up. So you
Yeah,
have to make
cuz
sure that this is something that you really want to do.
one
Yeah.
thing one thing I'm thinking about, like, wow, I love being a part of this team that you guys invited me on. One thing I remember is that you said you talked about your dad, and Ava and I talked about people that have mentored us or brought us through, the hard times. During November, we said thank you to persons that specifically took us under their wing and, bother to share a moment of their time, a page from their book of life. Who would you thank to say they mentored you not only in business but in life? You mentioned your dad. Do you have other people that you want to say
Oh,
thank you to?
yeah. I definitely want to say thank you to Pastor Ron and Ava Smith. Hallelujah. They definitely taught me the principles of life. And because of that, learning those principles, you carry them over into business. And that's where that consistency that I talked about comes from. It actually came from them. Um, Learning those principles of consistency and not giving up. And they're always, at one point, I think every business opportunity Pastor Ron was in, I think I was probably the second or third person in it with him. Yeah, let's
So she was
do this.
walking right beside him.
Right beside, like, let's go, Dad, let's do this. He's my spiritual father, and she's my spiritual mom.
Awesome.
So yes, they have really poured into me, and helped me develop my administrative skills and becoming more organized and more focused on how to do business and really observing them. That's the one thing I really they've taught me, and through mentorship, they've taught me how to just observe and
Let's
observe
let's
how they do things, and you
let's
catch
talk about
more.
that. But let's
Uh
talk
huh.
of that. Let's dive down a little deeper because I know you a little personally, and I want to the people to know what kind of administrative skills are undergirding their decisions. Let's talk about the couple of degrees, the few degrees that you have that you're passionate about.
Yes, I do. I have my bachelor's is in health information management, of course, having nothing to do with travel. Nothing that I do has anything to do with travel. But my master's, one is in management information systems, and the other is in education, with the emphasis on instructional design. Instructional design has to do more with building curriculum and training, which is something I love to do. Of course, it's all about teaching. I love to teach and watch people develop and grow. Um, and what it does is it motivates me to learn and grow even more. The one thing that another thing my dad sold into me is that you always develop yourself. You're always developing. You're always evolving. And he said whenever you get to a point where you feel like you know it all, that's when you're dead.
Well, we're broadcasting this on the final day of 2014, and you have the honor of, saying an encouraging word to someone who may want to be a travel agent, part-time or full-time. What would be your motivating point or quote for that Monday morning when it's that hard struggle or whatever day it is to get it going. Take us out of 2014 and into 2015.
Understand that you are going to live in your future. So because you're going to live in your future, do the habits that's going to develop your future. So if you continue to do those habits, regardless of what it looks like, you cannot look at what your present situation looks like. Remember, just like the bamboo tree, that Chinese bamboo tree, when you plant it, you have to cultivate that tree for 5 years before you see any growth. But see, once you continue to cultivate it, if you are consistent in that cultivation, it begins to grow. And when it grows at a rapid pace. That's the same thing with business.
Yep.
So just
And I
continue
can I
to
can
cultivate.
attest to that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We're going to
Continue
take
to
a
cultivate.
we're we're going to take a break right now, but we want to say Happy New Year to all of our small business owners and the professionals that travel back and forth and keep us doing our job and keep us on our toes. We will be right back with part two because since Jackie is the logistics person, she's going to be helping us pull together the Chief Artisan Trainer Challenge that we have going on in 2015. So you want to stay tuned for that.